Hello and welcome back, and thank you for joining me once again in the studio as I paint away the stress of everyday life here in Wales.
So grab your brush, have a great time, and don't forget to click subscribe. Visit clive5art.co.uk.
And I've got my standard 15 by 12 canvas panel. I put a coat of gesso on there. Couple of little white spots, don't worry about that, that's just where I've sanded it down. I've got a couple of colours, just so I'll go through them quickly by here with you. I've got some Prussian blue, black and white, that's it. Standard array of brushes. There, I'll go through them very quickly as I use them, but I have got a couple of fan brushes as well. I got my medium mix flow improver there, which is available on the website, and I got a little bit of my liquid clear again, that is available on the website. Okay, so without further ado, let's get straight into this painting. So I'm picking up a little short flat. Actually, no, it's not. It's a filbert, size 8. It's a little filbert. It certainly is. And I'm just going to get a little bit of blue and a little bit of white mixed together like that. And I am following a reference photo, and I'm just going to very quickly just put in a few things that I need to put in just to guide me a little bit here, and that's about all I need to do really. There we go. That's all I need to do. Let's get this horizon line across there like that. That's it. A couple of little marks like that. Not too much. Not too much. No, not too much today. I'm just going to go into a 1-inch short flat here. I would if I'd cleaned it properly. I left it dry with a bit of paint in it. I should have done that, should I? Okay, we'll have to recover that brush, I think. We'll put that over there. I'll just pick up another short flat. I've got one here. There we go. That's better. Always remember to clean your brushes, especially before you video them. Let's get a little bit of white. Just standard old titanium white. A little bit of the medium mix. There we go. A little bit of blue, just to give it a bit of a tinge. Prussian blue. This is Prussian blue. It's quite powerful. Be very careful. You don't want a lot of that. Don't want a lot of that. There we are. Let's just put in some sky like this. Don't worry about the grey. If you want to put a bit of a grey wash or ground on your canvas, then do that, because it does add to the effect that I'm going to try and get here today. And I actually get my photographs, which are royalty free, from Shutterstock, which you want to go and have a look at if you're looking for particular reference photographs. And I don't copy things exactly, but I try to use a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and that's what you want to try and get into the habit of doing if you can. Okay, so as I said, I am using a reference photograph, and today just to give me an idea of what I want, but this will definitely be changed the way I want it. So okay, we've got a nice sky in there. It looks like a snow-filled sky. I'm going to get a little bit more blue, just adding a little bit of blue in that sky just to give it a bit of a tinge like that. Now today we are going to be using some fan brushes. Never used a fan brush before, then try it. If you haven't got a fan brush, I'll see if I can show you a way of doing this with just an ordinary brush. I'll try. Certainly will. Okay, just put a bit of white, just like as if there's some clouds in the sky there. Doesn't matter, it's just a representation. You can fluff them up a little bit like this if you want to. There you go. You can see I've got a bit of that grey coming through as well, which is what I want. There we go. I'm going to go straight into a fan brush now. These are fan brushes, as you know, because they're like little fans. And I'm going to mix some black there. I'm going to mix some Prussian blue in with our black like this. I want a nice dark colour. I want a nice blue black. Let's just bring a bit of white to it. Let me just bring a little bit of white to that. I just want to lighten it a touch. There we go. I don't want it in black. I want a more grey colour. How's that? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? If you've overloaded your brush, take some off your brush like that. Okay, so we need to put some trees in. Put a few little lines at this. Okay, and then starting on the top and bring it down like this. Okay, practice. It's important that we practice with these on the top, using the very edge of your brush, and then there you go. Do a couple like this. And let's lighten that up a little bit. And then just put a few shapes like that. Don't forget, these are supposed to represent loads and loads of trees there. Yeah. Put a few there. Let's get that dark colour again now, and then just put a few. Put that one on a bit of a wonk look. It's blown over in the wind, this one. Okay, keeping that brush, putting that brush in the water, I'm just going to get a script lining brush. This is a very long, thin brush. It's a very long, pointy brush and used for script lining, and I'm sure you've seen this one before. And what I'm doing is just putting in a few lines like this, just to represent maybe a few trunks or something. Just catching a bit of a light there like that. A few lighter bits here and there and there and here and there and here and here and there. And then we go to the darker bits, and then we put some darker bits here and there like that. Okay. So we leave that for a minute, and I'm going to wash those brushes in a second. And we need to get some white now. Again, a little bit of Prussian blue, but this time we want to just make it a little bit darker. There we go. And we're going to think of a shape now. Just dragging your brush on the side like this. And under them trees a little bit there, look. Bringing that out. Putting that in. Like so. And we could get a bit of dark colour, or maybe bit of a rock coming out there like that. Would be fun, wouldn't it? If we had another rock or something come in there, and that's just using a little bit of that Prussian blue with a bit of black. Trying to limit the colours we got today. Another one there maybe. There we go. Wash out very quickly. Go back into this lighter colour. Just using these colours and then just painting that shadow colour in. There you go. Maintaining that colour. I'm going to get a bit darker than that, Clive. Maintaining that colour. There we are. Just to get some sort of shape. Underneath there, like that. And if you followed along with me before with the other paintings I've done, grisaille paintings and stuff like that, and that's basically painting in black and white, you'll understand now what I mean about understanding tones and values, and to create that illusion of depth and distance in paintings and things. And I just want to lighten that up a touch there. I'll after that a touch now in a minute. So it's important that you learn by all these lessons. Everything I do it in such a way that will teach you lesson by lesson, hopefully. I hope I do it that way. And you can just go from one lesson to another lesson, and there's all these little tips and tricks that you can pick up and you can learn by just painting along with me on a regular basis. If you paint along with me on a regular basis, you'll find that the lessons become much easier and you're able to follow them a lot easier, and you're able to enjoy them a lot easier. Try not to overthink a painting. Try and be loose and free, and just let the paint work for you rather than you battle against the paint. Just letting that paint work for you is the key to this type of thing. It certainly is. So I just continue to block in the snowy area. This should be quite a quick painting, and I hope it is anyway. Come back into some of that dark colour because I've just lost my log crop there. There we are. What does a rock look like? Well, it looks like a rock. Yeah. Well, don't worry too much about that. Just as long as it looks like a rock, it is a rock. It's your painting. And when you stop panicking about whether it looks like a rock or a tree, then you'll find it's much easier for you to work with, and enjoy the process a lot more than once you start to relax into the painting. And it's all about relaxing into the painting and playing with colours and tones and values, and that's important, especially with my lessons. And some lessons are fun, some lessons are practical, but I like to have as much fun in a practical way as I can. Yes, I do. Okay, so we've got that virtually painted in there. Now, I did say I wanted to use this brush instead of a fan brush, didn't I? Because I want to put some trees in here now. Put trees in front of them ones. Let's mix a couple of lighter ones up. Not as light as that. No, don't want them as light as that, Clive. Yeah, a couple of lighter ones there, here and there. As there goes my phone. Okay, I need to answer this. Answer that one. Now, let's continue to put some trees in there like that. Just represent a few branches and things like that. That'll do, that'll do. Now let's try and put some highlights on these trees. Now these trees are going to be full of snow, and the wind has been blowing, and these are all thick and heavy with the snow. Right down to there, look. Really thick and heavy these are, and you can put a little bit on the top there, on the back there, like that. Just tap it in. You can do this with a fan brush if you want to, but I'm just going to do it with this just to show you. You can just use this brush if you want to. Leave a lot of that dark there. Don't kill all that dark. That's important. You keep that in place. Got a little bit of white now. We've got them over there. They're so far away. You can't see much detail, but all you can see is little flakes of snow on them. You spend a lot of time on this, and that's what I suggest you do. You can put some more snow in there in a second. We are starting to build up this a little bit now. Leave some of that dark showing. Very, very light touch. Again, we're going to bring some snow in there. Don't forget, this is all drifting, maybe. Drifting snow. You could do, if you wanted to. I get a little detailing brush. I got one here somewhere. There we go. And this is just a number 4 detailing brush. One of those. There we go. Just moisten it first. And let's get a bit of paint through. Make sure that's all nice and pink. And then just brush in the detail in. Think of these individual branches, all thick with snow. the more time you spend on this, the better the effect. Better the effect, and that's what you want. One is looking really heavy with snow. There you go. There we go. Don't know when one tree starts and another one ends. And it's that dark that gives it that depth. It's that dark that gives it the depth. That's what you want. Dragging down just tiny little marks like this. Or even tapping it like that. Making this side just a little bit darker. Make it look as if there's bits of snow and things like that, and we can go in a minute and just increase that. Okay, so putting that brush down, coming back into the short flat now and picking up some white. And let's just pick up some highlight, dragging it like that, and then we can have another. There's a shadow in there, look, shadow. In the snow. Round. Like that. Let's put a big one. There's a bit of stone there, the big stone sticking up there. Look, and this, all this snow has settled on top of that. And there's a little bit of a round. It could be on the side of a mountain, couldn't it? It could be on the side of a mountain. There we are. It's on the side of a mountain. We're on the side of a mountain. There we go. Let's put a nice big bunch of snow in here now. Like that. Be overhanging, couldn't it? Let's get some snow in. You can do this because we put that underlining colour in. I'm just picking up areas of detail. Putting the snow in. There's a bank there. Maybe that goes in there like that. Don't know where it stops and where it starts. This is the thing. With a mountain skiing like this, the snow would land and just fall and sit anywhere it wants to sit. Scabbing a brush across, making it look as if it's powdery snow. Look. That looks really wintry, doesn't it? It does. Okay, so chuck that in a pot And I got a little, where's my little, I did have one, there it is. I got a little filbert, it's the number 6. Again, picking up some Prussian blue and a bit of black. And now I'm going to just increase a couple of shadows on this rock. Like that. And I could get a bit more over than this rock then. Bit of snow. And the snow has just blown up. Just catching then. Like that. Don't be too fussy. Don't be too fussy. There you go. And then going back into our little detailing brush again, I'm just going to get my log stick because I just want to put a, just drag in like this to put an illusion of snow. There you go. And again, very careful with this. Don't overdo this bit. You can't overdo this bit because you don't want to spoil everything you've done underneath those other layers. So you don't want to spoil that, but you just want to. There's just a little bit of snow here and there and there and here and there and everywhere. Tell you what we could do now. Let's have a bit of fun, shall we? Let's go back into this brush. Let's get a bit of Prussian blue. Let's get a bit of black. Bit of Prussian blue, bit of black, bit of white. Let's get that grey colour. There we are. Bit of blue, bit more blue. There we are. And let's put a really heavy with snow, that one. Okay, let's put another one. Oops, let's put another one there. Couple of little bushes maybe. Bit of undergrowth. Grass or something, I don't know what that is. It could be anything, couldn't it really? Couldn't it? It could. Right. Again, let's get a little bit of this white, a bit more blue. And let's selectively again bring down. Don't kill all that dark. let's get some white. Again, go back in that again, but this time just find those marks. Don't press too hard. Allow that to dry a little bit, I think. Then just put you need to let that dry. Because we're going to spoil it if we don't. Okay, we'll let that dry. Let's get rid of this dark colour. Just put a few twigs sticking up. Here and there. Don't know what they are. Could be in there, couldn't they? Could be in there. I'll come back to them in a second. It's just to give something for the eye to catch. Put a little bit of a I'm going to dry that off very quickly with a hairdryer. Picking up this detail brush once more, going straight into some white, put it into a nice sharp point, and let's put some of these big old snow filled leaves, because they're all bound together there because they're frozen, the wind has been blowing and it's all full of snow. All full of snow they are. Each way and every way and every way. Drag into some snow now. No script liner, going back into some white and just put a little bit of snow on these twiglets. I've just got a very, very dry pan brushes, and not the one I just used. I'm just going to do that. Put a bit of paint on, take a bit of paint off. I'm just going to tap in and dust a bit of snow on there like that. There you go. Wet in the same brush. Now we can do two things with this. We can get another brush and use this brush and just do that. I might have gone a bit overboard there. Just do that. There you go. That's okay. So put some snow in. Or we can just get a brush like this, and we've done this before, and it's a little bristle brush that I've cannibalized, some really wet paint, and just flick in some smaller droplets of snow. So these look like the ones we just put on first looks as if they're more in front, and then these little ones look as if they're further in the distance. And it looks like as if it's snowing really badly. Let me see if I can. And there you have it, one lovely wintry scene where we've painted the stress of everyday life in Wales. So I hope you will have a try of this, and please like, comment and subscribe. Please check out the iCards, and there's a little me down there with a thumb if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Also at the end of this there's going to be some cards which are going to show you some other videos, and also the Patreon site. For as little as $1 a month you can help me do these videos like that. So if you want to support me, then please do that. Come to Patreon or join me on www.clive5art.co.uk where you can purchase some products. But other than that, if you just want to watch the adverts that are going to be on this video, that helps also. But until next time, thank you very much. Have a good day, a good week, a good month, a good year, because I don't know exactly when you're going to be watching this, as time is relative on YouTube. And don't forget, you can paint this any time of the year, not just for Christmas. So until next time, goodbye. I'll see you then. Nice.